Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters. Welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Quick note about my readings, they are for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign. So whether you're sun, moon, or rising sign Leo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three, get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you and which part of you I, as a tarot reader, resonate with. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for quick note, please don't forget to check out my new channel, which is dedicated to meditations and guided visualizations. You can get the check it out on the link in the description, and also if you are looking to book your personal reading, they are back. You can do so on the link in the description box below. Our key to the week this week is the Fool card. New things, places, people, energies are making their way in. And remember, with the Fool card, it's not just an inspiration. Sometimes the Fool card is a really imperceptible moment that changes everything. It's one of those things that you sometimes look back on and think, wow, you know what, if that hadn't happened, if that conversation hadn't happened, if that thought hadn't occurred, this wouldn't be taking place. Something is, whenever the Fool card shows up, your life is about to go into a new direction, very similar to the Tower card, whereas the Tower card is kind of like the universal jackhammer that just comes in and says, right, this has got to go. Whereas the Fool card tends to be like a more gentle moment, one that tends to kind of slip underneath the radar. So this week, you know, expect some sort of a change that's coming. I mean, with all of the planetary energies taking place in your opposite sign of Aquarius, it might not be that subtle, let's be honest, right? But it's definitely, there's something that is up for or being changed this week. For our actions and options this week, we've got the Chariot card. Don't be surprised if some sort of spontaneous travel opportunity comes up. Now, obviously, there's a lot of places in the world that are still, much like us in the UK, that are still under lockdown. So this may be a really short journey, but it will be one that comes up that, you know, kind of needs to happen almost instantaneously, which is, I find really interesting. Very likely to be a car commute. Now, with the Chariot card as well, this is going to be a very fast, very powerful, very dynamic week. Use it to your best advantage. I've just remembered as well, we've got a new moon this week in the sign of Aquarius, so very exciting. What's going on in your 7th house, baby? And the fact that we have the Chariot as well, and it's coupled with this Fool card, there is a sense here that something completes in your favor. This might be something that you put energy into a long time ago and maybe even forgot. It might be something really small. Maybe you bought a lotto ticket, completely forgot about it, and you realize you've won some money. It could be maybe a job application that you put in some time ago, heard nothing back from, and you thought, oh well, that's that, you know, continued on your journey, and boom, you get a call back. Something this week is going to come back, but in a really surprising way. It's just not going to be expected. It kind of feels like it's something you've already forgotten about because you're already on that forward journey, and when it comes up, you're going to be like, holy crap, you know, how crazy is that? For your communications and conversations, you have the World card. So far we're 2 for 2, right? And these are big cards. What I absolutely love about this is, look at this. We've got the Fool card and we've got the World card. That's full cycle, full completion. This is big moments of realization and personal understanding, and this is coming through your connections with others and through your communications with others. There's a really strong sense here as well of either connecting to a tribe, a new tribe, or becoming part of a new tribe. That's one way that this could play out, but there's also a really strong sense, sorry, my eyes, I feel like I've got something in it. I've got this really strong feeling that this week there's going to be a communication that shows you how far you've come. There's going to be maybe an acknowledgement from a higher power. So this could be like in your job, in your work, you know, in your chosen field. Maybe you get a shout out. It's definitely a possibility this week that you could have some form of big recognition, right? Especially with so much energy happening in your opposite sign of Aquarius. Some sun, moon or rising, right? Because this is kind of like the world is literally mirroring back to you your own brilliance. And I'm sure everybody knows, even you silent dignity type Leos that I talk about very often, you know, Leo likes to be noticed, likes to be adored, likes to, you know, to be noticed for the stripes that they've earned. Let me put it that way. For those of you that are working for somebody else, this could be an offer or an opportunity that comes up in-house that makes all the difference, and it looks like you're really being very well received. For those of you that work for yourselves, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, business owners, I love this. This is you either breaking into a new market. It could be you being noticed by somebody, shouted out by somebody, very possible. This is great energy. It's just a really strong sense that in some way you're reaching more people. This could be a week where you go viral. Just make sure that it's for the right reasons and not, you know, having your trousers around your ankles. I mean, you know, get into all you want to get into, but you know, if it's going to be reaching the world, let's just make sure that it's PG. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, again, a really beautiful energy, because there's a sense here that you're connecting to what is going to be your community from here on in. I'm in love with this spread so far. I really am. For our money and materials, we've got the 9 of Cups, baby. I mean, it just goes from good to better. I'm loving this. I love it. I love it. I love it. So for your finances, as in literally like your money and your finances, this is a wish that is granted effectively. And the way that I feel this is happening though, it really is a result of something you've already done. It's not going to be, you know, something that you now have to work for or push for. It also suggests as well, for those of you that are investors or in anything, there's going to be a big spike this week for you. So it's like your money that you've maybe invested or worked on or saved is going to start doing what it was, you know, always meant to do. You know, whatever you set your intention for, this week you could see the growth. For your physical health and vitality, I love this. This card, literally one of its taglines is healing, like true healing. So, you know, if you've had physical ailments or issues or challenges with that, this week you could really find that there's a breakthrough. For some of you, maybe you're finding a new treatment to manage a chronic situation, a chronic illness of some sort. Now, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but this is great energy for that kind of thing. It will very likely be a blend of the old and the new, which is great. And then for your home and environment, this is probably the easiest week that you've had on that front so far, which is really, really nice. It's nice to give you good news in that regard. Now, let's check out your love and relations. So you have the King of Swords. So for those of you that are single, very likely to be meeting somebody over the airways. I mean, yeah, no, actually, I'm going to say on both fronts. This could be you meeting somebody over the airways, social media, dating app, whatever. That's a possibility. But for a select few of you, this is going to be somebody that you meet in person, in the broad light of day. I don't care whether your country, you know, here in the UK, we're in lockdown as well. But I don't care if that's the case. This could literally be at the supermarket. Like, whoever you're meeting this week, it's likely to be in what we would call the light of day, which is very, very exciting. So when it comes to those of you that are meeting somebody, it's very likely to be somebody that you connect with either through your work or through some sort of activity that you do in your local area. You know, it's obviously not going to be out clubbing at this moment in time, but you get my drift. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships already, there's something, and if you are meeting somebody this week, there's likely to be an age gap. They could be, you know, anything up to and including 5 years older or 5 years younger. I say that it could be either way, because you've got the World card that would suggest that they're older. I mean, the King of, anybody that comes through the guise of swords tends to be older anyway. But, you know, you could be the older person in this. And I say that because you've got the Fool card, which is a very youthful energy. This whole spread, I have to say, is just, this is going to be a great week. I really, really do feel that for Leos, and it's nice because we had a few, right? There were a few moments there where it got a little bit crazy. Yeah, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Oh, yes, and for those of you that are in partnerships or relationships, there's a sense here that either you or your partner are taking a huge step up or forward with work, and it enhances the relationship. You know, some people get afraid like of doing really well in their relationship because they don't want their partner to feel sort of left out, you know, all the rest of it. There's not going to be any of that this week. It's just going to be pure celebration. If this is you, they're celebrating for you and with you. If this is them, you are celebrating for them and with them. There's a really strong sense of partnership this week, which I like. Have a great week. Take care, and I'll see you soon.